Over 1,300 people in Calgary got a new house for Christmas this December, but how much did they have to pay? The Calgary Real Estate Board says prices are up and the market is hot, but is that the whole story? We're going to go through the December sales statistics and do a quick review of the year that was in 2023, and also take a sneak peek at what you can expect our market to be like as we turn the corner into 2024. First, let's discuss the overall Calgary market and how it went in December. The Calgary Real Estate Board is reporting that prices are up once again, this time by over 10% from December of 2022. But this isn't the whole story. In each of the last 5 months, we've heard a very similar story from the board, that we've seen year-over-year price increases, but for those agents out there actively trading, it hasn't seemed like things have changed all that much in the second half of the year. The average price of a piece of real estate in Calgary in December was $570,000, up by 10% from December of 2022. However, just like we said last month, the pricing has actually been flat in Calgary since August. Looking at this graph, you can see the average price in Calgary in December has basically been the same for the last 5 months, indicating that most of Calgary's gains happened at the beginning of the year, and pricing has actually been holding steady at around $570,000. We can also see that total sales have followed their traditional seasonal decline, culminating in an annual low of just over 1,300 sales in December, which, as it happens, is about 15% more than we saw in December of 2022. Given that the overall average price in Calgary has been consistent for the last 5 months of the year, the same can be said for each of the individual asset classes that feed into the overall average. In December, the average price of a detached property was $697,000, up 12% from a year ago, but actually down slightly from November. Semi-detached properties sold for a bit less at $627,000, up the same 12% year over year, but nearly identical to November's numbers when the average was $628,000. Row townhouses and apartment condos continued their breakout years in Calgary, each up by nearly 20% year over year to $425,000 and $321,000 respectively. Again, those are almost exactly the same prices as the previous month. So, did we end the year then in a buyer's or seller's market? Well, in December, we closed out the month with a months of supply metric of just 1.58. This is very much in a seller's market territory, as we have been all year. In fact, if you look at this trend heading into 2024, you can see why most signs point towards another really good year for Calgary. We are well below balanced market conditions and solidly within seller's market territory, with no retreat in pricing across any of the asset classes in the second half of the year. Despite sales following their predictable seasonal decline, our read is that Calgary is gearing up for another year of price increases and sales gains. 2023 won't be considered a breakout year for Calgary real estate in the sense of our overall market. That happened in 2021 and 2022. However, last year will be known for the resurgence of the apartment condo segment and the establishment of the row townhouse asset class as the new starter home for families moving to Alberta. 5 or 6 years ago, the story was about a glut of condos in Calgary. A hangover from the boom years of 2013 and 2014, there were dozens of condo towers built that had oversupplied our market and depressed apartment-style condo prices for more than half a decade. But this past year, things changed. Overheated and overpriced markets in Ontario and BC have made Alberta look like an excellent value by comparison. And in those markets, condos are a much bigger piece of the real estate pie than they've traditionally been in Alberta. So when buyers from the GTA worked their way westward and found such relatively cheap condos available, they snapped them up quickly. And as net migration to Alberta has continued to grow, we've seen condo living break out in Calgary in a way we haven't seen for decades. It's exciting for our market for many reasons, and a trend we will watch keenly in 2024. Row townhouses, by extension, have become much more valuable and, in our opinion, now represent the new starter home for young families in Alberta, as you can find 3 bedrooms and a garage for under $450,000 in Calgary with relatively relatively modest condo fees. Detached pricing has climbed significantly and will almost certainly eclipse $700,000 next year. And with apartment condos making up a bigger and bigger share of our market, it will put even more pressure on the special little island of affordability that is the road townhouse segment. In other news, Calgary finally has a complete ring road, as residents in Southwest Calgary were treated to a special holiday gift when the last segment of the road was completed, well ahead of schedule and on budget, and open up for use in December. This is a total game changer for the southwest part of the city, as access to central Calgary and the airport is now so much easier than it was before, and you can be sure it will feature heavily in ranking Calgary's top communities for 2024. So what are our early predictions for the upcoming year? I expect a strong year in Calgary with solid single-digit price growth amid sellers market conditions. Given the recent equity buildup in the more affordable condo and townhouse segments, the conditions are set for the detached segment to have a strong year. Those owners can seek to trade up into the detached segment where little new supply is being added to the market. So if you've been on the fence contemplating getting into that detached home in the suburbs, it will only get more challenging in the coming years, so it's never a bad time to start looking. If you'd like more information on the real estate market or activity in your neighborhood, or if you'd like a no obligation equity update on your home, you can reach me via my contact information in the description below. I hope you are having a wonderful start to your year, and we will see you in February.